season really well and then to kind of disappear halfway through. But certainly a very nice chap, very good. I had a good little conversation with him at Cow and Beef last year, and certainly he was one that always takes in that. Meeting slightly overshadowed by the fact that unfortunately there was a bit of a disciplinary issue with Mark Fortune and Craig Wallace, with the latter getting punted by the former, and obviously taking a suspension on that occasion. So, with that one, Cow and Beef all wrapped up. Let's have a look and see where we're going now, and let's get on the ferry. Stand a line over to somewhere like Rotterdam or Calais, depending on which part of the country you're from, or even Hull. Some people are going over it, and head over to the land of the clogs, the Flatlands, the Netherlands, over to Venray with the super duper stadium that they have there, the large oval and the short oval. And it was Gold Cup weekend for both the Formula 1s and Formula 2s. And the Gold Cup in the Formula 1s was won by Frankie Wayman. But the weather conditions was absolutely atrocious. Now, the result for the Formula 2s is still under scrutiny. Unfortunately, there has been a few concerns about the winner across the line and the bloke in third place. Now, this means that the bloke in second place, one Gordon Moody, would probably inherit this win. Now, whether this is the case, we don't know yet. We're still waiting for official lines from Briscoe Formula 2 on that front. But it was Vin Peters that crossed the line first, but certainly the car not looking like its legality was looking not too good on that one. And also the third place for Michael Green, also under the same jurisdiction. If this is the case, then we have some questions to be asked, and hopefully this will obviously sort this one out some other time soon. But in more positive news, despite the torrential rain and awful conditions that befell Venray, it was a first final win. I am pretty confident in saying this, for nearly 15 years for a female driver, and Courtney Finnegan took her first ever final at Venray in the wet from yellow top, making her the first blue top woman to go to blue since I believe Zoe Skaman, or at least Holly Glenn. Holly Glenn and Zoe Skaman, probably the last two blue tops, and of course Sarah Bowden being the other blue top as well. We also had Joanne Holmes, I think, also hits blue. So those drivers here, they were all there. None of them ever reached the red grade in this period, so that's the next thing with Courtney. But I caught up with Courtney when she came back over the ferry on Tuesday evening, and she spoke to me then.
Yeah, Holland was a very successful trip for us from the team. Away from very good results after having a few times out.
Yes, because you started the season looking like you were going to go to blue, and then you seemed to disappear for a bit. And then, obviously, now you're back with a vengeance, and you won the meeting final on the Sunday, which I'm led to believe that the conditions were horrendous.
Yeah, I was a point away from blue, and then I returned and broke my thumb, so I had to have a few weeks out, and then returned at Skegness, had some decent results there. Went to Venray, and the luck was just seemed to be on our side, and so did the weather.
Yes, like I say, anyone who's seen pictures from Venray from the weekend at the Gold Cup race, or either any of the Formula 2 or the Formula 1s, or indeed the Minis, it certainly was racing in monsoon conditions almost, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I've always gone better in the wet, so I was feeling a lot confident when it started raining. And after getting second in the final on the Saturday, I was feeling a lot positive for Sunday.
Yes, and of course that brings with it now a blue roof. Now there's been very few drivers, female drivers, who have reached Bluetooth. It seems basically blue seems to be where you girls seem to jump off, unfortunately. But you're going now, joining an illustrious crew like Holly Glenn was the last blue top lady. There was Zoe Skaman, also Sarah Bowden, of course. So you've got all these kind of ladies that you're following in the footsteps of. How do you think you're going to approach blue?
We've been trying to get there for a while now. We've had good luck, bad luck. Now we've finally got there. We're trying to keep it and go even further with it if possible this year. So hopefully we'll manage to achieve that.
Yeah, would be wonderful to see a female Red Roof. Not since the days of Jane Beam back in the late 1980s in Formula One have we seen a female with a red roof. So it should be an achievement if you do get there.
Yeah, it'd be a big achievement for us. It's what we're looking for the end of this year or the beginning of next year even. But hopefully we will get there.
Yeah, is Formula 2 where you're going to stay, or are you looking to join the family dynasty of Formula 1 drivers?
For now, it's just the F2 for quite a while. We'll see how we get in there. If we get to Red Pot, maybe Superstar, then we'll start thinking about F1 maybe. But that's a long way off yet.
That would be a big achievement there as well. To go into Formula 1 is even bigger one. I don't think there are any active female Formula 1 drivers at the moment, so we'll soon see if that is the case. I'm probably incorrect on that matter, but we'll see what's that. So, looking at the season ahead, obviously you've got yourself a blue roof, which is obviously for Skegness at the weekend. We have to ask a question. Is it harder for a girl to do it, or would you believe that it's on a par? Because obviously we're looking at the next generation, so to speak, or the generation that you've just left, because obviously you're still only, 17, aren't you?
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, so the generation you've just lost, you've got the likes of Amy Webster, Courtney Witts, all top at the top of the game in the junior formulas, and then all of a sudden, when they come to the major formulas, they don't seem to do as well. What do you think that is?
Not many of them carry on, or maybe they lose interest. However, I think it's just as equal for a girl to do as well as a boy. I think it's a lot more pressure on a girl. However, I think it's just as equal, and a girl can do just as well as a boy. Well,
it's looking at some very rich health for females. Obviously, you've got Becky Thurn, you've got Jacqueline Alessa, Holly Glenn, Emma Mellis, and a few others. So now Josie Dorr is joined the ranks as well. So it should be, there might be a case where, we had the ladies' race last year down at Taunton, which had nearly 20 cars, and I think a fair few of those will probably end up back in a car, or if not, they're racing in something else. So it's good to see. It shouldn't always be the why and wherefore of the blokes. So, what's your plan then for the rest of the season? Obviously, you're looking to just that layoff came at the wrong time for you, really, because obviously you were looking quite well placed for a semi-final position at that point.
Yeah, the rest of the plan for last season is just try to keep up more points, stay at blue top, and keep getting results and stay away from damage, touch wood.
Yeah, that is the big problem, isn't it? Always is. It's the damage which ends many people like that. So, like I say, it's going to be an interesting meeting for you, certainly on Sunday. You've got yourself there doing, obviously, the support heat for the two semi-finals. Obviously, you want to get a wriggle on and get it through, because I don't think you want to be in the consolation, because, like I say, the damage will come.
No, I definitely don't want to be in the consolation. It's going to be a challenge, but the challenge I've definitely been waiting for now.
Okay, Courtney, thank you very much.
And that was Courtney Finnegan speaking to me on the phone. And that's, like I say, just because I don't get you on the tracks doesn't mean I don't have to get the things like that. So it's great to hear different people's opinions and things like that on the phone. And what we're going to do now is we may have the technology. I'm just trying to figure out a way of configuring it so we can do it. But certainly coming up in the very near future, live calls to the show. And also, we could end up in us having a massive conference call. I mean, the plan is for our World Final build-up is to have several shows. One of them is going to be a Pundits Predict, kind of bit of fun, bit of a laugh, with certain characters within the sport. And I'm not mentioning any names, but one of them is Pike Middle. So if you are aware of Pike Middle, and you are aware of his the circumstances that Pike Middle may put you in, then Pike Middle will certainly help you. Okay, another break, I think, in a moment, and then we'll be back to preview those semi-finals and see who's got a semi on. Yeah, indeed. Or something like that. If we can press the button and press it go. Hey! Missed an episode of Stocks Radio? I feel your pain, brother. Missing an episode can bring on mental episodes and life-changing circumstances. However, there is a solution on the horizon. iTunes! Simply open up iTunes, go to podcasts and search for Stocks Radio. hit subscribe, and it doesn't cost you a penny. And the next episode is dropped straight into your listening device. Rate, review, and subscribe, and never miss an episode again. Warning, missing an episode doesn't actually bring on mental episodes. Your experience may differ. The anecdotes can go down as well as up. Your home is at risk if you set fire to it.
Life's good. Share the Stocks love on Twitter at Stocks Radio or Facebook.com/Stocks Radio. Maybe you too could get some sweet Stocks loving.
What do you mean that's all they got available? That's all that's left? My Prino?
At the end of the day, it doesn't bother me.
Welcome back to the F2 show. It's Jonny Hoare with you. Hello. But this time next week, we may know who is in the World Final. We'll have 20 drivers confirmed for the World Final. A few others, obviously the foreigners, will be finding out as well. Who is exactly, and we're going to use it because I downloaded it just for this reason, and we're going to see who is indeed. Ah yes, the start of a tree. Yes, there we go.
Heat is on, the time is right. It's time for you to play your game. 'Cause people are coming, everyone's trying to be the best that they can when they're going for gold.
Indeed.
A horrendous crash. This is Roscoe P. Coltrane.
He's not in the World Final, but we'll get on to that. So let's have a look at the semi-finals. We have 56 drivers and 8 hoping to be in it. So it's basically we're going to cut these 56 down to 20 and hopefully get something near the facts. And we know some of the drivers who are not taking part and some of the drivers who are taking part. Now, there are a few drivers who we know aren't going to be making it, but let's start with semi-final 1. Now, semi-final 1, we have George McMillan on pole, the world champion, reigning world champion, looking very good, very imperious in his qualifying round to get his situation. He has a very, I hate to say the word, use the word quiet, but it does look a little things on paper. Semi-final 1 looks better. It looks a better one to progress in than semi-final 2, but that is one school of thought. The other school of thought is indeed that the fact that there's a fair bit ahead of them before they get to that. So let's have a look at semi-final 1. George McMillan on pole. Alongside him, Andrew Palmer. Now, George been very good at Skegness this couple of seasons, as has Andrew Palmer in his new revigorated tarmac career with the KMR machinery that he has. Also been very good there. I would say that potentially there is. The dark horse behind him is Neil Hooper. Neil Hooper is certainly getting results with the new motor world that he's got in the kind of off black and green that he has now. And certainly Neil's certainly looking the part with that car now, certainly dialed in and looking very good. Alongside him, again, another guy with a new car, Chris Burgoyne in 647. He certainly is one of the drivers to keep an eye on because he's usually either winning it or winging it, basically, and that's what happens, unfortunately. Michael Green starts on row 3. Though that is subject to this situation with I mentioned earlier in the podcast about Venray. If it is found that something was illegal in the car, obviously we'll not be taking it alongside him. Alongside him is Jamie Conway. Now, Jamie Conway, again, another driver who's done the miles this year to get into the World Final. Certainly gone from yellow to blue to red, and then back down again. Some lovely chat to him, winner of the Buxton qualifying round, and a lovely chap to talk to. We had a good old chat with him at St. Day, and we've also had him on the podcast. Now, a bloke that will definitely not be taking part is Tony Blackburn. He was due to start on the fourth row inside. Tony's been fell foul of the of a ban. He's now constantly at the moment he is due to start a ban which is for an incident at the Stoke on the 1st of August with, and he's been handed with